Have you ever wondered what it would be like to visit every planet in our solar system? How long would it actually take? Today, we're going on a journey through space and time to find out exactly that. Let's start by quickly reviewing the lineup of planets in our solar system. From the Sun outward, we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Each one is unique, with wildly different environments, sizes, and atmospheres, and they're all incredibly far apart, much farther than most people imagine. Now, it's important to know that space travel isn't like jumping on an airplane and flying straight from point A to B. Spacecraft don't travel in straight lines. Instead, they follow curved paths shaped by gravity, called orbital trajectories. These are carefully planned routes that use the sun's and planets' gravity to help spacecraft move efficiently. One of the most common techniques used is called a Hohmann transfer orbit. It's a fuel-efficient path that allows spacecraft to move between two orbits using just the right amount of energy. Think of it like gently nudging your spacecraft onto a curved highway that leads it from Earth's orbit to another planet's orbit. Another clever method is a gravity assist, sometimes called a slingshot maneuver. This is where a spacecraft flies close to a planet and uses its gravity to gain speed and alter direction, much like a skateboarder pushing off a wall to speed up. NASA's Parker Solar Probe currently holds the record for fastest spacecraft, zooming through space at over 430,000 miles per hour. But don't let that fool you. Most missions cruise at speeds of tens of thousands of miles per hour, which still means months or even years of travel. And because planets orbit the Sun at different speeds and distances, we have to plan launch windows carefully. You can't just take off whenever you want. Timing is everything in space travel. Experts estimate that visiting all 8 planets in a single mission, going one after the other, could take anywhere from 15 to 30 years, or maybe even longer. Space travel isn't just slow, it's also extremely challenging. Long journeys expose astronauts to high levels of radiation, muscle and bone loss, and the psychological difficulties of being confined in small spaces for years. These are serious hurdles that make multi-planet tours a tough goal with today's technology. Visiting every planet in our solar system would demand revolutionary advances in propulsion, life support, and shielding technologies. But let's focus on the numbers. To understand the scale, we'll look at the average distances from Earth to each planet and how long robotic missions took to get there. First up is Mercury, the smallest and closest planet to the Sun. On average, Mercury is about 57 million miles away from Earth. NASA's Mariner 10 mission took around 7 months to reach Mercury in the 1970s. Next is Venus, our closest planetary neighbor. Venus orbits about 25 million miles from Earth at its closest approach, roughly 40 million kilometers. Mariner 2 flew there in just over 3 months, making it one of the fastest trips between planets in history. Mars comes next, about 48 million miles away on average. Missions to Mars usually take between 6 and 9 months, depending on the launch window. For example, the Perseverance rover took 7 months to land on Mars in 2021. After Mars, the distances get a lot bigger. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, is roughly 390 million miles from Earth. The Galileo mission used gravity assists from Venus and Earth, taking about 6 years to reach Jupiter. Saturn is about 746 million miles away. Cassini, one of the most successful planetary missions ever, traveled nearly 7 years before arriving at Saturn in 2004. Next is Uranus, about 1.6 billion miles from Earth. Voyager 2 made the only close visit to Uranus so far, reaching it in just over 9 years. Finally, Neptune, the farthest known planet, lies about 2.7 billion miles away. Voyager 2 also flew by Neptune, arriving after about 12 years. So, what if we planned a journey to visit all these planets in a row?
I like that.
Here's a rough idea of the minimum distances between planets you'd travel. Earth, to Mercury, 57 million miles. Mercury to Venus, 31 million miles. Venus to Mars, 74 million miles. Mars to Jupiter, 342 million miles. Jupiter to Saturn, 404 million miles. Saturn to Uranus, 870 million miles. Uranus to Neptune, 1 billion miles. Altogether, that's around 2.77 billion miles, or about 4.46 billion kilometers, just to travel from Earth all the way to Neptune, stopping at every planet along the way. But keep in mind, that's a bare minimum. Real missions cover even more distance because of curved paths, gravity assists, and sometimes detours for scientific observations. Plus, you'd have to wait at each planet for the right time to launch to the next, which could add years or even decades to your trip. Given all that, experts believe a full trip visiting all 8 planets would take at least 15 years, and possibly as long as 30 or more. Space technology is constantly advancing. New propulsion methods like nuclear thermal rockets or advanced ion engines could one day cut travel time significantly. Thanks for coming along on this cosmic journey. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe for more space content. And let me know in the comments, which planet would you want to visit first?